right, y'all. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for coming out and joining us tonight. You got your boy Don the Bouncing, Mr.
False Ross in the building.
Mr. False Ross, and we got Mr. Old Head Smooth.
Old Head Smooth.
All right, y'all. So we got a real serious, deep conversation we need to have with y'all today. So tonight we're going to be talking about mental health in the black community. So I posted on Facebook, if you guys noticed this earlier this morning. We say mental health in the black community is prayer and push-ups, the only way we deal with it. So I was addressed a couple of times today talking about push-ups. How does that relate? So what I mean by push-ups is, are we told as men, just work that shit out? That's it. Just work it out, roll it out. Do we really seek help for it? Should we seek help? Or do y'all feel like we are falling in line with our colonizers? With our colonizers and being medicated for it? Remember, and let's take this serious though, for real. Thinking about this, we are the race of
What up, Birds? What up, Birds? Go ahead.
strong people. Strong. Our race itself, we're strong. We are the burden race. We are the ones that are known to carry the weight of the world, the weight of people, other races on our shoulders. How did we get to this point where we are really overstressed out as a race? Because me and you talked about this earlier, and the entire race is suffering from PTSD.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be for real. How did we get to the point where we got so many people who are needing to be medicated, wanting to be medicated, should be medicated, or are just taking medication? Or is it that we are just pill popping?
That too.
What's going down with this? Y'all let me know where y'all standing at, because we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about this in great detail today.
Okay.
So y'all tell me how y'all feeling.
You want to start off smooth?
Yeah, I can start it off. It's just looking at it personally. It's hard to because my family, I've actually got family that was in the military. I've got uncles that were in Vietnam and uncles that were in Desert Storm, and when they came home, they actually medicated through alcohol. And I think that they're dealing with things, but they don't actually have the proper roadmap on where to go. You know what I'm saying? You know where you're at. You're feeling this intense sorrow. You're feeling this, whether it's depression, whether it's PTSD, whether it's people that just aren't being listened to, where your voice isn't being heard, or you actually have certain fears, whatever it is. They don't have a roadmap, or we don't have a roadmap on how to deal with certain things. I think we are actually being told to, tough it out. As a man, you're supposed to tough it out. If you have problems, if you have issues, you're supposed to be able to put on this outer armor and be able to go out and deal with the world with this outer armor. But the thing is, this armor is damaged. You know what I'm saying? At least from my perspective, I think the armor is damaged. And, if you're in battle and you can't trust the armor that you actually have, you leave yourself vulnerable. And I think in battle you can't be vulnerable, or in these streets you can't be vulnerable, or at work you can't be vulnerable. But when you're home, you have to have some kind of way to heal, one way or the other. If you're not healing properly, that's why people end up dealing with alcoholism. That's why there's drug abuse. Although, like I said, me being the black hippie, I will also tell you that brothers have been self-medicating for years, and that's one of the reasons why we're able to kind of get, and actually kind of deal with all the stuff that we have to deal with, is by using natural medicine. So that's something that we have done for years, but like I said, we either don't have the knowledge or the resources to get the help that might be necessary. So we're left to either tough it out or deal with it in our own way, and that could either create a cycle, or you could actually get some successes. I'm pretty sure there's some successes in dealing with it, but it's one of those things where once it's actually recognized, we got to be able to know how to deal with the issues that we actually have.
Gotcha. What you saying, brother?
Yeah, what's kind of tripped out is how I think most people think that this is like a new phenomenon, when our people probably been suffering through mental stress since we came over to this motherfucker. They think about how they even brought us over here, you know what I'm saying, and then how we were treated once we got here for so long. You gotta think about how many generations of mental trauma that's been handed down. You know what I'm saying? And then most of us handle mental trauma through prayer. You know what I'm saying? Going to church, we handle it through our religion, faith, however you want to formulate it there. And then, like, just for guys, because the men were supposed to be looked at as the head of the household, you had, as the man, you had to be the strongest. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had to be. Like, even your woman couldn't have, her faith in you couldn't falter. Like, you had to be the strongest because of the pressure that black people and your family was going to be under. You had to, shoulder that shit. So you had to be reinforced and stuff like that. But I think we're human. So I think a lot of us, grandfathers, great grandfathers and shit like that, started to crack under that amount of pressure, especially when they start losing jobs, and then you bring up the war and shit like that. Just going through that shit, going to jail, what you have to endure while you're in prison, that shit on your brain, all of that fucking with you, and then you get out here and you can't provide. You do. Here's the dope game. Here's the drugs and shit like that. Ways to cope with it. Yeah, man, it's fucked up. It's fucked up. I actually think turning to selling drugs is a coping mechanism in itself on some real shit. I definitely know taking drugs is a coping mechanism, but selling drugs is a coping mechanism for not being able to find adequate jobs to provide for your family. So you find a way out. You find an easy way. I mean, it's dangerous as fuck, and you destroying your own people, but shit, you providing for yours. You know what I'm saying? You taking care of yours. It's fucked up. Fucked up.
So let me. You brought that up, and for me, I think that kind of right there is a cop out. When we say selling drugs is the only way out.
I didn't say so.
No,
I never said that.
Well, I'm sorry. The way you said that, you brought that as the way that's your way of taking care of your own because you can't find an adequate job. Most of the people I know that are selling drugs are not doing it for that noble reason. They doing it because it's easy money and that's the money that they want to get. Ain't no family you need to support.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say easy money. I'd say quick money, but I wouldn't say easy money.
Right.
Dealing with the stuff they got to deal with. Yeah, I wouldn't say
ahead,
easy.
bro.
That is easy money. I'm sorry. I see it that way as easy money because
Whoever said illegal is the easy way out doesn't understand the mechanics of the working of the underworld. Granted, 9 to 5 is how you survive. I ain't trying to survive. I'm trying to live it to the limit and love it alive. I'm just throwing a little hip hop in there.
Your
Just a
rap
little-
lyrics are great.
That was
But you're
Jay-Z.
talking to
That was
somebody
Jay-Z.
who actually walked that life.
That wasn't me. That was
And-
Jay. That was Jay on Reasonable
I'm
Doubt.
telling you now, it's easy money. That's all it is. If you know what you're doing, it's easy money. But that don't mean that was your way or that was my way of making it or support my family. No, I did it because, honestly, because I wanted to. There was other ways. And it's the same thing that I try to push to other young men that I know. There are other ways. You just got to be willing to work that extra mile. You got to make that. You got to be willing to make that extra step. So to me, that, and I'm only going to this level on this, not trying to discount what you're saying. I'm only going into this because just to say this, to me, that's self-inflicted. You talking about somebody dealing with things in jail and prison and all that, that's self-inflicted. In most cases, I'm not going to say it all, but in most cases, that's self-inflicted. If you wasn't doing what you was doing to get to that position, you wouldn't have that.
Right. Now I hear you. Now to get back, I don't want us to get too far off the mental health shit to getting into the drug selling shit, which would be a dope episode. I think we definitely should.
That would be a
talk
dope
about that
episode.
shit. Wow, we found an episode while we own the episode. That's
Yeah.
But no, I'm gonna just state this so we can get back to the mental health shit. I'm with you on that, but it's just like, you know, when they do those tests with the rats and they manipulate the bays. So yeah, the rat can choose to stop running, or it can it can find its way through the maze. But if you manipulate the maze and you only leave them certain options out, yeah, the rat can choose to go right or left. But you as the maze master or wherever the fuck, you've manipulated the situation ahead of time. So yeah, it's self-inflicted if you want to say that, but there are definitely outside influences that had an aid into what you chose to do. Because you're correct. You don't have to sell drugs. You could definitely take the hard route. But when we talk about mental health, when you add in mental health, single parent incomes, low income housing and families and all that shit, and just lack of fathers, yeah, they probably gonna influence their decisions.
Even going deeper, like if we were to go like on a scientific level, if I were to take there's a lot of people that don't eat beef because they know what happens in the slaughterhouse and they know what happens to the cow, how it actually goes through that process. Fear and stress can become part of those cells. That's scientifically that's something that becomes part of those cells. Now if you actually want to look historically, especially if now we had a history, I'm acknowledging we have a history before slavery. However, if we were to look at the African American in America, if we look at coming from slavery, if you look at the things that they had to witness, the things that they had to endure, and the mental stress and the physical stress, that stuff becomes part of your mental roadmap. That becomes part of your DNA. So our ancestors have given us what they actually had. Now they did actually endure this pain. They endured this stress. That actually has become part of who we are, but also out of that we've also gotten resiliency. We've actually gotten a certain calm and a certain strength. We've got a certain connection with our ancestry as a result. Even though it's a twisted road, it's still a connection, to our ancestry and all that stuff. All those years of what we've endured and what we've gone through, that has actually, kind of been our roadmap and it's part of our makeup. So with mental health, we actually do, I don't want to discount any other race or ethnicity, but we do actually have a certain amount that on our particular path that we've actually picked up. If you're walking down the street, your shoes are going to pick up, the dirt and stuff that's going to be, that you're actually walking past. So we've actually picked up quite a bit of that on our path to where we are now. But the thing is, not only the things that we've actually kind of picked up along the way on our DNA journey on our, our history of getting to where we are. I'm trying to make sure I get this, put this in the right way.
I hear you.
We going on with the self-inflicted. There are certain cycles that we're going through, and we are exacerbating the situation. We're making things worse.
Yes.
In some of the things that we're doing because of what has actually gotten us to this point.
Because of things.
So it's one of those things where we got to be able to find a way to break the cycle. I know in the black community, you used to be able to go to your pastor. You could actually go to the reverend of the church because the church was a focal point of the community, and there was a different level of trust. Over the years, that trust has actually been broken so many times in so many bad ways that the black church has actually been disabled altogether when it comes to mental health. So, like I said, we have to identify where the issues are, and we have to find out where the resources. There are resources out here that
definitely.
there are resources out here that we've got to be able to, one, not be ashamed to use. And if you have an issue, especially with depression, I mean, depression has been running rampant for a while now. It's just.
So my question on that is, I think with working with as he tells me, I'm spimping, working with youth and younger women and things of that. I think the biggest thing where we need to kind of categorize what really is depression. Just because you sad because your boyfriend left or your boyfriend cheating, baby, that's not depression. That really is not depression.
I had a bout with it. You can have a physical manifestation of depression, like as you can where you actually feel the weight, and it's almost like a weight of sorrow that kind of comes over you. It's an actual physical manifestation of it. I actually had it to where I broke down, and actually I had to wake up and pray in order to actually kind of make it through the night when I was actually dealing with the issues that I had. That were actually sad. It was actually related to the divorce, but it was one of those things. It was actually physically crushing. I could physically feel it. So I feel for those people that actually that was only a short stint. I feel for people that deal with that on a daily basis, every minute, every single hour. It's real. It's real and it's tangible.
Oh,
and
I believe depression really is heartache and heartbreak. I think it's something different.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's necessarily depression. I personally, I can't count that. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but it's just my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I come from that generation, like you say. We were told men don't cry, get up, you get out, you get something. You make a way. You don't sit on your laurels and wait for somebody to hand something out to you.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of this, I mean, and this is my issue. Now, I understand that, I really do understand that there is a such thing as depression. There is some things as mental health. But I think we are labeling everything that happens with us now as I'm depressed.
There's no stage 1, it's instantly stage 4, stage 5.
And now we all need to be medicated. No. Some of us just need to get our asses up. I mean, just that's really what my problem is with it. I think we using it all as an excuse, and let's get medicated.
Well, let me chime in here because I had a buddy, one of my best friends. His woman left him, and he was head over heels for her. Super, a little too much if you ask me. Anyway, she left, and he was very heartbroken. But that heartbroken led him into a deep depression. Turns out, because he had to actually go see somebody about this shit. He went to the stress center, and once he had some professionals talk to him about the shit, turns out my homie been depressed for years and didn't know it before he met old girl. You know what I'm saying?
It went undiagnosed.
Yeah, he says it was some, I forget the exact term. It was a high functioning depression or whatever. He could go about his day and shit like that. But whenever something would go wrong, he would go crashing. And since I've known him, I just thought that's how he was. I just thought this motherfucker overthought shit way too much, and when shit didn't go how it was, what was me? It's just my life. Fuck my life. That's how he was.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you dramatic ass nigga. But it turns out my boy was depressed. You know what I'm saying? And me doing a disservice to my nigga, because I would gotta be like you, Don. Nigga, damn, get over it. It fucking didn't work.
So now, what you're saying is he was depressed before her. Mm-hmm. So that there is my issue. So it ain't her that you're depressed about. Let's get back to the issue. Mm-hmm. What was wrong with you prior to her that you leaned on her to fix you, and it didn't work? Mm-hmm. So now you got issues. That's why I say heartache is not. Because we are a race of people who have had a whole hell of a lot worse than heartache done to us. Like you said, our ancestors built strength into us.
Yes.
Where did this
real depression come?
Yeah.
You had to raise a kid that was your master's baby.
Your mama can't feed her own kid with her titty because she got to feed the master's baby with her
bratty ass.
So I mean that's those women are strong. That's where our strength and everything come from. Our black women have been making a way out of no way from shit forever. So now I'm really having a hard time. Now? Yes. I think, and I said this earlier, and y'all tell me if I'm wrong.
No.
Y'all too, audience tell me if I'm wrong. I really feel like we have been colonized.
No.
Completely.
I think you're right in that we're more fragile, because if you look at the core of our ancestors' strength, it was the family. It was the family unit. It was the family and faith. Everything they believed through God that they can endure all. But they also had the family. If you read or listen to people, especially professors and shit of black history, American history and all that, when you hear them talk about the slave culture and I hate that that's what the only place we go back to, but just for African Americans, we started from slavery, unfortunately.
True.
But that slave family unit, they still were together. You know what I'm saying? They were together because the black, listen.
And very few.
No, there were families. They had to keep them secret. Now, when I say together, I'm not talking like the people that were brought over were able to keep that unit intact. That's not what I'm saying.
So you're talking about
through the struggle.
Yeah, okay.
There was still new families and dynamics being coming together.
And we still had that structure. Forming. We can still see that structure from one family.
It's still leaning on one another. Had to. We had to do this shit to survive. That don't mean there wasn't arguments. It doesn't mean there wasn't disappointments, and I mean they were still relationships. But they ultimately, through love and through faith, were able to endure and overcome. Especially when we get to the 60s, when shit started changing. None of that shit's possible if we don't have black family units.
Right.
None of that shit is possible if we don't have black because if the community had to come together, and if there ain't any individual families, then there's no community. So that's what's going on now. There's no families. It's very little family, black families out there. It's a lot of single parents. It's a lot.
I mean, that's a family still.
Nigga, miss me.
That's still a family.
That's a partial. That family is not able to. Okay, you got a house, right? You got a foundation, right? Let's say you need 4 beams or whatever, 4 major beams for that foundation to support the weight of the entire house. When you take out one of them beams, that's crucial. The house is going to crumble if you're missing the foundation. It's going to crumble in a matter of time.
I understand your analogy. However, we're still talking about people and feelings, not necessarily a building and weight. There's still a family. There's still a family. Because there's not just one person. Yes, she may be a single mother. However, that child still has a grandmother, grandfather, grandaunts,
Not necessarily.
uncles, nieces.
Not necessarily.
It's still a family.
Not necessarily.
The problem that I see with the whole thing is, like a few of them are saying, it's not. We don't want to talk about the problems that we have for fear out of judgment, and I can kind of understand that, and I see that, and I hear that. But I don't say that the family is completely gone, because we still have families out there.
Very few. Very few.
Okay, so I came from a single mother household, but I still had a family unit. That's the. I mean, I can't say that the families are not there just because your mom is the one that's raising you. When you get older, you still have that family unit.
When were you born?
1974.
74. So you are probably a product of that first wave of single parents. That's first generation. Now, what about second, third, fourth generation single parents, where there's less and less male influence? You still have fathers, you still had uncles, you still had a community of men. Men still own shit in your community, didn't they? Some dude owned a barbershop or a candy store or something, grocery store or something, right? Where the fuck is that at now?
I still see it.
Fucking see that shit. Maybe the Arabs, maybe the Mexicans.
Get outside of your neighborhood and you'll see it too.
Alright.
I'm just saying, it's there. I can drive right up 56th Street. There's a whole bunch of black-owned businesses right there. I go to a barbershop straight down 56th Street.
My granddad used to own a barbershop in Hallville, right? My granddad used to own a barbershop on, what is that fucking street? Belmont. 16th Belmont. There was a candy store, barbershop, a motherfucking, it was a grocery store not too far away. And then there was my other granddad on Sharon, owned the church, right? Now, we still own that church. But that strip of the barbershop, candy store, all that shit, man, all that shit's gone, cuz. All that shit is gone. You don't see none of that shit no more now. There's still black people in that neighborhood. It ain't been gentrified yet. But, bro, just because you see some people up here on 56, there was way more shit. I've been here for a while. We had more shit.
I understand.
And it's definitely dwindled.
And that is absolutely true. However, you're saying as though it don't exist. It does.
It's not that it don't exist at all. It's just, it's really gotten small, D. And I'm telling you, all of that is an effect of the lack of families, cuz. And not to mention, we at each other. Yes, we more, I'll give you that. A single parent household with her couple kids and a mother is still a family, technically. But when we talk about, we're all about mental health. Part of being a family and being married and having that partner is when that shit and when that weight gets on you, you can go to them and they're able to support you. You know what I'm saying? They're able to take that weight from you. Oh, hey, babe, I got you. You know what I'm saying? You know, think about how many mothers don't have that. And they still got all the pressures of a regular family marriage and kids and all that. And they got to endure that by themselves. You know what I'm saying? You don't think that's not going to wear on the mama, which will in turn affect the children? Absolutely. Absolutely. We got a lot of fucked up kids right now. And we don't want to say this, but we got a lot of fucked up kids right now. And it can't all be because the daddy wasn't there. I mean, it is, but it ain't. You know what I'm saying? It can't all be just because the daddy wasn't there is the only reason they're fucked up. No, there is a result of the father not being in the household or them coming from a two-parent household that happens. So as a result, you know what I'm saying? There is repercussions of that. You know? So that's all I'm saying, man. Like, hey, we got to address this shit. Mamas be out here, but they don't even want to talk about it. They don't even really want to open up unless they're blaming the motherfucker. But just be honest, man. You really need it in your house. Quit with this strong, independent, blah, 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 blah. God damn it, I can move a couch upstairs by myself if I really wanted to.
Wait, we're going away. But that may even be a defense mechanism to depression or the mental health issue. Because she has to be strong because
She has no other choice.
Yeah, no
Somebody couldn't do what they were supposed to do and stay there in the family and complete the family. Maybe that's what it is. I mean, I can't say I know any woman, and this is not, I don't like the fact that this comes back to, like, the women are the problem.
I never said that.
But that's still coming back to that. That's no.
The women are a part of the issue.
She's strong and independent because she had to. Period.
Was she that before she met him?
Yes, most likely yes.
Okay, and she
probably didn't have kids.
And she had to be?
We all have to be strong and independent before we have somebody else.
No, see, that's a cop-out. That's a cop-out. No, but I never said that it was the woman's fault. What I was going back to was trying to address that maybe the reason that a lot of these kids are fucked up is because mama is stressed the fuck out. Maybe mama's mental health ain't where it needs to be because she's hiding behind this, I gotta be strong, I gotta be this, I gotta be that. You don't always have to be that. Now, were you single? And here's my thing. A lot of women are being single by choice. Now, whatever, bro. It is what it is, D. We not going to agree on this, ever. We're not ever going to agree on this. But that's all right. Because here's the facts, though. Here's the facts. Most of our people are fucked up. Most people are fucked up at this point. I'm going to be real with you. Most people, it ain't just black people.
There's a lot of damage. Yeah, there's a lot of damage.
People are pretty vile right now.
Wait. What do you mean by fucked up?
What do you mean? Immoral, insensitive, not afraid to show hate or malice intentionally. Like, what do you mean? People are really fucked up right now, Don. I don't know where you been. I don't know where you been. Maybe they've always been fucked up where you from. I don't know. But people are pretty bad right now, Bree, and they're bad to one another.
And I can actually even say that on, like I said, on a dating aspect, there are questions that I will think of and formulate so I can actually find out, is there some level of mental issues going on with this person that I'm actually trying to get involved with. You know what I'm saying? So there are a lot of damaged people. Like, I can concur. There are a lot of damaged people out here, and it's just you have to think about how much damage can you actually kind of take on. You know what I'm saying? How much damage are you willing to take on? But I do believe that there's so much trauma in the world that everyone actually has some level, even if it's momentary, some level of mental health issues. Like I said, your health, your regular health, your physical health can go up and down. There's no reason to believe that your mental health can't as well. Everyone goes through something. Now, like I said, you may develop different coping mechanisms that will allow you to kind of get back on track sooner. But some people don't have that. Some people are born with an actual chemical imbalance where they're not able to kind of control that particular aspect of their life. So if something else comes along and actually disrupts that actually can throw things spiraling out of control. So, like I said, there are some people that are functioning. They're functioning with whatever because there's so many different mental illnesses that are out there. Like I said, there's so many people that are dealing with those. It's almost like, where do you start? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I can't even. There's a lot of damage out here. Just put it that way. There is a lot of damage.
So, how would you guys propose we fix it? Should everybody go and spend some time on the comfy couch, or what should it be just part of life? I mean, just like you go to school, one of your classes is to spend time on the comfy couch, or I mean, what?
That would be dope.
Honestly,
that would be dope.
I mean, because they're with what y'all saying is like the world is going to hell in a handcart.
Didn't say that.
And yeah, there's no hope for it.
I didn't say that either.
That's the way it is. Like, it's so much damage. It's horrible. Like, I'm scared to go outside right now because somebody might just destroy me or something. Because
our kids are fucked up, bro.
But I wouldn't say that.
Okay, you tripping, bro.
And the reason why I wouldn't say that is you got a little man that I think is a wonderful kid.
Right.
I got a young girl that I think is absolute wonderful girl.
Right.
I don't know your kids, but knowing you and knowing the upbringing that you bringing them up, they are wonderful kids. So I can't say our kids are fucked
Well,
up.
that's because
I'm saying, hang on, let me finish. What I'm saying is, I'm not gonna deny that there are some out there fucked up. That's the way it's been for years. Remember, there was that little bad kid in school that everybody used to say, oh, he just needed his ass whooped. But nowadays it's, no, he's got ADHD. We need to medicate him.
Yeah, I
No,
would agree with
and
that.
that's what we got. We got a lot of those running around. The instant answer to everything is ADHD, adult ADHD, separation anxiety, this and that. We got a name for everything now. Instead of mom and dad taking him to church, making him sit his ass down and learn about the goodness of the Lord. Period. We lost that. We lost also the ability of actually talking out our problems, because I still believe I'm not, some things are just not meant, you just don't need to talk about. As a man, handle it. Period. As a woman, I do believe that women are supposed to talk about their problems completely, because they burden, like you said, they burden a lot. So therefore, we need to listen to them and relieve that burden from them. We got a lot of women out there, seriously, that are taking on a whole lot. Like you said, they're single mothers. They got a lot. There's a lot that they are taking on. They need to let that burden go. If they are not in church, they need to release it somewhere.
Well, okay. Well, where should, come on, with some, should they release it? Guy, give me some ideas.
Okay, we can maybe befriend them, be that person that they can actually talk to.
So you want me,
instead of only looking at that ass and what we can get out of it?
So you want me to open up a line so I can hear women bitch at me all day and I'm not getting no ass?
Yes. You're talking about the betterment of the race. Yes.
Overall.
Yes, overall. Yes,
Right.
I am.
Or is she paying? It's not about to happen. They need professional help, fam. They need professional help.
Professional help for what?
For burdens. What do you mean? You think
so-
white women don't pay people to go and sit on the couch?
We're not talking about white women.
I understand. But you think white women don't? And the I ain't gonna say the little pressures. I'm sure there's white women out there that got some serious pressures, but
So
the majority of them probably don't.
What you're saying is you need the right tool for the job.
Yeah. Thank you, Smooth.
Yeah, so whatever these pressures are, there's some people that are dealing with things that are not just cut and dry.
right.
So
Those.
yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
You need to go spend time on a comfy couch. I'm with you.
yeah,
but we
yeah.
talking about these same burdens that you just brought out, saying that they dealing with on a daily basis because she's just stressed out of her mind. You can't be in here.
That's only one. That's only one aspect of mental health.
You gotta start it somewhere. We're talking about where can we, as normal three dudes, and I don't think there's a degree between the three of us. I don't think. Where can we help? Right there. What's wrong with being in here? Do you have to get laid from every woman you talk to?
Right.
If I don't know. It have to be I'd have to know her. It ain't like I can just have a stranger call me up.
You got. And I'm not saying a stranger. What if it's somebody you knew?
Yeah, if it's somebody I work with or if somebody, that's what's up. Like, and you just need somebody to talk to, I could do that. But I'd have to know you. I'm not about to just sit here and listen to random women. Bruh, I barely listen to my wife. I'm gonna be real with you.
You're an asshole.
I barely listen to my wife complain about shit. I can't take it.
How do you make a friend?
What do you mean, how do I make a friend? I talk to her.
Exactly. So you can't make friends with another woman other than your wife, or is that against her rules? I mean, I don't know.
No.
So
I just ain't trying to do it like that. Like, that's not really my field. Now, you can do it. I'm sure you can do it. I'm sure you'd be great at it.
So let's take, for example, and I don't mean to be pulling her out, Miss Terry. Miss Terry is sitting here. She's told us in there. And I'm sorry, Terry. I'm gonna get to your comments and everybody. I'm gonna get to y'all comments as we go. And I actually meant to start them comments at 7:45, but we still going. And y'all was wondering if this would take a full hour.
Oh no, I wouldn't. I knew
we ain't even scratched the surface.
We have not scratched the surface. We can go deep on this.
Terry just sat there and in the messages here, she's talking about how she's dealing with stress and mental and with issues.
I know what's going on with Terry.
What's wrong with listening and talking to her?
I actually do listen and talk to Terry.
Okay, so and I'm sure that
I know Terry. That's what I'm saying. I know Terry. I've met Terry. Like, I've sat and talked to her. I know her personally, and I just stated that if I know you personally, I probably ain't got no problem with it. I can do
you
that.
said probably.
Probably, because everybody I know personally, I don't necessarily like. If I don't like you, bitch, you're not getting my ear or my shoulder. If I don't like you, I don't care about none of your problems. I'm sorry.
I don't even want to talk to him no more, man. It always go back there with him, always. But what I'm saying is, does it have to, just straight out be somebody you flat out know deeply? How about just an acquaintance, somebody like the girl the girl that I know, that you know? Let's say, for example, I told you that, hey, that girl going through some things. You don't necessarily know her, but you don't think as an older black brother, you should reach out to her and say, little sister, is this something I can help you with? Would you like to talk?
She don't know me, and I don't know.
But that, I think that's where our culture and our race is going down. We don't have that connection with each other because exactly. We always, and you laugh at me all the time about it, but I talk to so many young girls, and they don't expect for me to come at them like I'm trying to get that ass, because that's not it. I'm honestly concerned about your well-being as a black woman, as our black queen. We talked about that. I consider every black woman a queen. Every black woman a queen.
Yeah, you tripping, ain't that?
And the reason why is I don't have to live in her queendom, but she's still a queen. So how she manages and raises her queendom is on her, but she's still a queen. Somebody else still values her. Her children values her as a queen. And they're supposed to. And I'm going to try and uphold that the best of my ability always. And if I see one of my sisters that's struggling and I can do something to help her, that's my job. As an older black man, that is my job. And I think we need more of us doing that.
More you. I'm not doing that. I don't see that. I don't see that as my job whatsoever.
But you sit and complain about them being that way.
Constantly.
If you're going to complain, why not do something?
Oh, I'm doing something. You can't fix a problem if you don't address it. You can't, like when you go to AA or whatever, first thing they make you say is, I'm such and such and I'm an alcoholic, so you could address your own problems. You have to be aware of your shit. It ain't my job to fix that. It ain't my job to fix it. You had 3-4 generations of strong, independent black women that have adjusted your ass to right where they wanted you to be. Just fucking out of your mind.
All right, on that note, I'm going to go ahead to these comments. I'm done. I can't. All right, I'm going back all the way up. I apologize to y'all.
What you apologizing for?
Would you hush and let me finish?
Go ahead, bro.
I apologize to y'all for not getting to them comments earlier. I just really wanted to get us into this topic and get going. All right, so Terry says, it's not new until it hits home. Hey, can you do me a favor, go get my glasses, bro? On that desk right there. I don't know why I'm even trying this, y'all. Y'all forgive me again, I'm tripping. I don't.
Squints again.
The old man is kicking in here. All right, there we go. All right, so she said it's not new until it hits home. My family has been hit, and now I'm dealing with the trauma from it. That's what I'm talking about. Lindsay says most people don't talk about what they are going through, and that's where a lot of it starts. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Mm-hmm. If we can get them to start talking, we can recognize the problem. Even to your point, if you want them to recognize that the problem is them, how about we talk to them and let them realize it, or you talk to them about it? Just stand in there and call them and say, "Bitch, you stupid." That ain't helping. That's not, no, because that automatically puts them on a defensive mechanism. Mm-hmm. Have a conversation with them. Mm-hmm. You know, just say, "Hey, I don't think that's right." Like I sat the other day with a couple girls from work. We were talking about her boyfriend. She did your cardinal sin, what y'all cardinal sin. She went to a man's phone
see.
and found a message that her boyfriend sent to another girl. And immediately they ready to fight the girl. And I told her, I was like, well, she said, well, he gonna get the hands too. I'm like, no, baby. First off, you accepted the nonsense that he fed you. He told you he didn't want to get married. So what you thought you were going to do is try and change him. Mm-hmm. So you stayed in that relationship and ended up with a baby after that. And now the relationship, you saw him talking to another girl, and in the message to the other girl, he told her, "I'm not marrying her," talking about you. Mm. So now you upset. No, be upset with yourself. But the mere fact that I sat there and was able to say that to them lets them know where the problem lies. Really, the problem is with them. The fact that you stayed in that relationship and tried to make that happen, it didn't work.
That was just a bad choice.
Exactly. But they were open enough and willing to talk to me about it. They talked about the problem.
I'm with you, bro.
That's a role you're comfortable in. I don't know if everyone's
actually
comfortable
has a skill in that shit.
We need more. All that bullshit he talk. We need more of us doing that. Mm-hmm. I'm serious. As older men, I mean, we need these young girls to stop thinking and looking at us as somebody trying to get at them and trying to get their draws. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't want them little young girls. I don't. Mm-hmm. I know. Yeah, they cute. They good to look at. They eye candy. That's it. But when we get down to the nuts and bolts of it, like you said on the dating scene, they damage to the motherfucker. That's where that damage is occurring at that 21, 22-year-old age, and it don't get fixed, so it spirals out of control for the rest of their life. So they fucked up relationship right now. It's gonna be their even worse fucked up relationship 20 years from now. Let's
there needs to be a wave. If I'm understanding you right, there needs to be a wave of concerned older black men to come in and offer their assistance to the young girls. And
offer their
guidance. Friendship, guidance.
Friendship.
Just friendship.
That's it.
So a bunch of old men need to be friends with young girls.
If they don't have fathers, yes. Yes.
What?
I'm talking. You.
Oh no, I'm done.
Okay. So, I'm gonna use this as a reference. Do you know what a tide break is?
A what?
A tide break.
A tide break or a tide break?
No, a tide break.
No.
Okay. So when you have waves that come through, if that wave stays at a consistent size, it would wash through a whole town just about. So you know what the tide break does? It breaks that wave down. It stops it. So currently, our race is that tidal wave that's just completely messed up. What I'm proposing is we be, as older black men, as we be that tide break to stop that. Let's stop it's already messed up. It's spiraling out of control. Let's stop the spiral.
What do they use to accomplish this tide break? Like, what is this, like a wall?
Yes.
Okay. So they build a wall.
Yes.
Okay.
And here we are. Now, we ain't gonna reach all of them, but we gotta start somewhere. Am I right or wrong? You don't think that?
It does make sense.
No, it makes perfect sense. I just don't think the black men only uniting is strong enough to do something like that, to accomplish that. I think we would need our women's reinforcement.
Okay, so that goes back to our previous conversation before. What role do you think black men should take in our community? If I'm not mistaken, you said the head. We are number one, right or wrong?
I don't remember what the fuck I said, to be honest with you.
Okay, all right, so what is your opinion? Where
What
do you
role?
think we should stand as men in our community?
If I recall, I want to say that I think the role we needed to start with is reestablishing the black family. If I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so how are we going to reestablish the black
Well,
family?
nigga, how the fuck are we gonna stop a wave of
I just
damaged mental thoughts?
I just proposed an idea.
Okay.
Talking to him, listening to him.
All right.
Let's-
I'm sure that would sort of work. I just
It's kind of like group therapy. Hell, let's get a group of them together. Let's all
That would
sit down and
probably
talk.
work better.
I mean, really.
that would probably work better than
So-
a wall of men because they already don't trust. I think you're missing the point that they don't trust men. They don't trust men, so they're not gonna trust their opinion. Now, when I said that you had a skill and you shuffled me off like that, I was stating that you have an ability, regardless of the fact that most of our women don't trust black men anymore, or their men. You, Don the bouncer, have an ability to get their ear and their trust.
The right
and
tool
it's
for the job.
without making it feel sexual. And I was giving you a compliment, you motherfucker, but you wanted to slap me off. I was trying to pay you, hey nigga, that's an actual skill. Everybody doesn't have that.
Everybody didn't have it. Yeah.
You're
But
good at it.
Here's what I'm trying to say, though. It's not a skill. And the reason why I say it's not a skill, it's a willingness to help.
Okay.
It's a wanting to help.
Right.
That's what it is. What they say, real recognize real, and that's really what it is.
Okay.
Women know motherfuckers who are coming at them.
Okay. You're right.
Wes.
Oh, I come at them? I come. So I be coming at them?
I didn't say that. But I don't mean come at them like a sexual, but I mean like, bitch, what's wrong with you? So
Look,
that might be why they're afraid to talk to you,
yeah.
Mr. Ross.
I do get I'll be open to admit that. I guess I've been conditioned a little bit too, though.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I just,
You need a hug?
no, here's what it is. Here's what it is. I give you I
Push
give
up
you
to
this.
it.
I guess I'm just now realizing this about myself. I would probably assume that you were probably a bitch before I meet you. But
Yes.
but when I meet, but I might not. Even if I do that, I'm still not going to. When I meet, hey, bitch, what's up? No, I don't. In my mind, I'll keep it quiet.
I'm gonna change this.
I'll keep it
So-
quiet. No, let me finish this real quick. I'll keep it quiet and I'll address you. And then once I meet you, if you're not that way, I won't treat you that way. I won't. If you're not that way.
So maybe we, as elder men, black men, need to try and help our sisters avoid people like.
Oh, don't say like me, nigga.
No, I didn't say like you.
I'm about to say, I'll keep it 100 with a woman. I keep it all the way. No, I didn't drink it. Is this yours?
Alright, so go ahead. No, you good. Alright, so I'm trying to get back to him, and we at that hour mark already. Chemical imbalance in the brain, it will overwhelm you, is what Terry's saying. That is true. And yes, we all agree, Terry, depression definitely is real. What's happening, Jayla? Being sad and being depressed is two different things. Latasha says that is depression. Other people's classification of what depression is or what causes it may be a factor as to why our people don't get help. I mean, and at the end of the day, even if we go seek psychiatric help, it's still somebody else's opinion of what that is. So, I mean, you got to look at yourself, in my opinion, because damn it, they judge Jesus. What makes you any better? So anything that you go through, you're going to be judged one way or the other by it. Period.
Well, I mean, you still, like I said, you still have to, if you're getting help,
Yes.
you still have to get help from the right source.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you go to the wrong source, you can end up either prolonging the damage
Or worsen.
or prolonging it or making it worse, or just getting bled because they just know they're just saying whatever they can say to get you to come back.
Yeah.
So I mean, you still have to do your research and find out what, you know, if you're talking to someone, find out why they're qualified to listen and give an opinion, and that way, if you actually deem their qualifications, you know, up to what you're looking for, up to your standards, then you can actually feel good about accepting that that opinion.
So, and also Lindsay states, you are right, and people don't want to hear that judgment. I'm guessing she's talking to Tasha. You're correct. She also says heartache can cause depression.
Yes.
It can trigger. It can be a trigger.
Yes. It can trigger it, Don. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, what she's saying is, Terry says, but as it's compounded, it gets worse. Mm-hmm. The shoulders can only bear so much. Mm-hmm. Segregation put an end to that, is what Latasha. Whoops, she said, I mean integration. Into that. Lindsay says, I was raised to be strong and independent.
Integration put it into what? I'm sorry. What?
I think she was talking about the black people owning stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Because, we ain't got no Dollar Tree. We got like Dollar Trees and dollar stores now. We don't have the candy shop no more.
Right,
that would make sense, yeah.
All right, Terry says, I've been the Rick for years, and I'm a single mom. But now it's just too much. Damage beyond measure. Oh, shit.
I wonder if she meant the HNIC. She said the Rick for years.
She says RIC. That's all RICK.
What does that mean, Terry?
Terry, West wants to know, what does that mean? Terry also says, support each other mentally. The resources are not always available.
Amen.
Be supportive to one another. This will rebuild the family structure. Alicia says, being present sometimes is enough. Sometimes you just don't want to feel alone. Kind of go back to what I said, just talking to her. Alicia says, I literally sat at the barbershop and met a life coach. And he told me something in 5 minutes that it took a therapist an hour to tell me.
There you go. That's real shit.
Did you hear what she said?
Yeah.
He.
Yeah. You should do it. He's a life coach. Maybe you're good at it. Maybe you should look into it.
All right. It's too much of that's not my business. Not enough of are you seriously okay? And I would agree with that. Mm-hmm. That tends to be our, that go even back to the no snitching. Well, it ain't got nothing to do with me. I ain't got nothing to say. Mm-hmm. Yes, you do. It's your community. You live here too. Mm-hmm. It doesn't. I'll put it like this. It didn't happen to you right now, but when it do, you're gonna expect that same thing.
Yep.
Definitely would want it. I don't know if I would expect it. I would definitely appreciate it if it happened. She's right. There's not enough. Are you okay? Like, you know what I'm saying? If you're just out here, or you got hit by a car or some shit like that, you know what I'm saying? People would just drive past your ass.
That is true.
They'll drive right past you.
So she said, no, it's not. It took a doctor to tell me I exhibited signs of depression, anxiety, and PTSD. I thought it was normal. I didn't know I had a problem or illness. For me, it took my friends to realize I hadn't washed dishes or took my trash out or hadn't cooked. There were no leftovers to look. What the heck? There were no leftovers to look at myself and realize there was a problem.
Who was this?
Alicia. Girl, I'm gonna need you to rewrite that because that confused the hell out of me. We're gonna move on. She also says it can be older women. Most women have issues with their moms, so they need someone to step in as a motherly figure because a man can't understand everything a woman goes through. You are absolutely true.
That's real shit.
Yep.
Lindsay says, but a lot of men have to get fixed before they try and help somebody else.
Exactly.
Oh, that is absolutely
true.
That's true.
That is absolutely true.
I think that goes back to
to
somebody said about relying on each other. You know what I'm saying? I know the people in the 60s had these problems, fam. You know what I'm saying? They had these issues, but they were able to rely on each other. Yeah. And because men and women are designed to fill in the gaps of each other, that's all I was saying about the family structure earlier. Is that
there's a certain balance.
when you are where you're weak, she's probably strong. And where she's strong, you're probably, or where she's weak, you're probably strong. So you need to reinforce each other.
They say yes, Wes needs a hug.
I don't know.
Alicia says, we don't trust men because most disguise themselves as supportive just to fuck.
I don't know about all that.
Bruh, come on.
I don't know about all that.
That's that game.
You may not, but a lot of dudes out there, yeah, it's there.
Yep.
It's there. Terry says, Wes is funny as hell. He's funny looking.
Your mama, nigga.
Alright, Alicia rewrote it for me. Alright, she says, but it took my friends to point certain things out to me for me to reflect and realize something was wrong. Okay.
Okay.
Jayla says the worst is people who are truly depressed but hide it behind a smile. Sweetie, that's life.
No.
That's life.
Bruh.
No, I'm dead serious. You'd be surprised at how many people hide their depression and hide their problems behind a smile.
Yeah.
I mean, dead serious. That is life. That's what I mean. But that happens more than you can even fathom.
Yeah, but I think what she may be talking about is people who might be clinically depressed and are putting on a actual front, like a disguise. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the majority of people are clinically depressed. I think people are going through shit and they fake it to make it.
Bro, I'm telling you. Because I was one of them. I just refuse to take that medicine that they offering. I don't feel like I need to be medicated at all times. No. I bet you if you went and sat down on somebody's comfy couch, and I know this just from talking to you, you would be considered. Actually, I think you would be a manic depressive.
No, not at all. No.
I mean, honestly.
If I sat on somebody's couch,
Because you got some deep-seated hate issues.
no, I don't have no hate. If you tell me I'm angry, I don't know why the fuck you ain't angry. I'm angry to motherfucker, but no, I don't have no depression. I have anxiety. If you want me to talk about some of my issues, I'll give you that. I get anxious quite a bit. I definitely got issues with that.
Over what?
Over just shit. Like, I just get anxious. I don't have to necessarily have an issue. I don't necessarily have to have anything going on. I could just be sitting there too long and I got to motherfucking move and I get nervous.
Is it a trigger?
No, there's not necessarily trigger. One trigger I do have, if I'm forced to sit down for a long time, I'll freak the fuck out. Like if I have the choice, it's cool. But if I'm like made to sit there,
you can be a manic depressive.
So
that's not manic depressive.
So you don't ride roller coasters?
No, that don't bother me.
Oh, okay.
It's just not one of my triggers like that. Like it's like when I was a kid, when I used to have to get haircuts. I don't know what that was a trigger. I don't know what that was. The only thing I can equate it to is I remember when I was real young, my mother cut my hair with some scissors. That shit took like 4 hours. And I swear to God, ever since then, bro, I've been on one. So, I mean, that would be about it. Yeah. But that's why you need to be a life coach and not a psychiatrist, because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about clinically. But in life, you got good advice.
Okay, now enough of the nonsense you're talking about right now. Alicia says, well, no, let me go back up. Lindsay says, Jayla, I did that for years. Jayla says, yes, but those are the ones that you have to watch closely. Alicia says, if I walk around looking like what I've been through and how I feel, I would be treated with kid gloves. Latasha says, how else are people supposed to function? Should we look like what we feel like? Jayla says, that's why it's important to check on your happy friends. You never really know unless you ask. That is absolutely true. So, I mean, I'm a firm believer. People, if you look at a person for long enough, you can see that smile a lot of times slides away. When they don't think anybody else is watching, that smile is gone. That's when you really can look at somebody like, something's bothering him. Something's bothering him. What's wrong? And that's when you just, are you all right, bro?
Right.
You cool?
You hear something in that laugh Like if they're laughing or giggling, you know a real laugh than from one that's like.
Some people been faking it long enough that they can actually
master that shit.
Exactly, that fake laugh just like a real one. But when they don't think somebody's looking, is when you always can catch them. Because I looked at one of the girls today, and she was just. I had gave her a sour candy, like sweet tart, like type of thing. And I'm gonna use this literally. She had it in her hand. She had licked on it. And had it in her hand, and it broke. She didn't know I was looking at her, but she was sitting there like this. She damn near was about to cry, looking at this piece of candy. When she looked up at me and saw me, I'm like,
but she went somewhere.
yes.
Yeah.
I said, what's wrong? And me and her talked about a few other things after that. But it was, when you look at this person and you pay attention to them, when they think ain't nobody looking, reality sets in on a lot of things. I'm just saying, let's just be a little bit more aware of our sisters. And our little younger brothers when we can. I reach one, teach one. I still believe in that. Because that belief is very strong, and it'll pay forward. Because if I do for you, when you see somebody in that need, you'll do for them.
Right.
And that same person will do the same thing for the next person. You're paying it forward. It always happens.
Take it viral.
And it don't cost you nothing but time. That's it. But let me go back. All right. Lindsay says, you do. Your face gives you away all the time. I don't know what that meant.
I think she's talking about you.
I don't know what she's talking about.
Your face gives you away, bro.
Wes knows when I'm fucked. Even though we laugh, he's always a listening ear for my mess.
I think that's Terry here. Ain't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Good job, Terry. You got the hard character there. I don't. Good job, though. See, that just means you are a good spirit because you deal with him. There's a special place in heaven for you. All right, Alicia says, that's true, but I was just diagnosed with depression in May. I don't know how to explain it to somebody today. Uh-oh. There it goes. All right. Still, because I can't explain something I don't fully understand myself. Just tell them how you feel, sweetie. That's all it is. Talk about your feelings and what you're going through. Alicia says, very like I was fine all day until about 6 p.m. and I'm physically okay, but my mood changed drastically.
She might be bipolar.
That's that depression. No, I mean seriously, that's what that depression is. It just sets in when it feels like it.
Yeah.
Seriously, it don't necessarily have to be something going on or something wrong.
It just
sets in. Like, hey, you having a good day? All right, well, let me fuck with your day now.
And my boy said the shit. He has days where that depression mixed with that heartache. He said, "Bruh, sometimes I wake up and it's just blah." You know what I'm saying? From the gate. As soon as I open my eyes, like, oh fuck.
So. I think this topic, I still don't think we scratched the surface.
Nah, we got some real shit to talk about.
I really do believe that not just us, not just the two of us, and that this goes out to all of y'all out there, women as well, men as well, if y'all looking, when y'all look at it, because I notice a lot of people look afterwards. Men don't comment as much as the women do. But brothers, reach out to somebody other than your family and your friends. Be a strong influence, not always just because you want to smash. Reach out and try and help be an asset to our society. Be that ear for somebody. Always. It don't cost you anything. Think of your gain as you're helping this person. This is somebody who actually may kill themselves. But you being an ear to them may stop them.
Yeah.
They may not feel like, and they may have several other people. They may have hundreds of girlfriends that you see them hanging out with and chilling with and everything, but they may not be able to talk to them about this with them.
Right.
Talk to them. It don't cost you anything at all, but I guarantee you it's a whole lot of reward to it. Because you can make that inside yourself to know that this person is gonna make it. And this person always knows when they get low enough, they can call on you. I'm a little upset. At 4 o'clock this morning, I got a message from somebody. And I was mad because I didn't get called. She was actually afraid. She was in her house. She heard somebody at the door, and she called me at 4 o'clock. Well, she didn't call me. She texted me. And I explained to her, you got to call me.
Yeah.
4 o'clock in the morning, I'm not going to hear that one ding on my phone.
Right.
I need that phone to ring, and I guarantee you I'm going to come running around that corner for you. But you know what? That makes me feel good because that's somebody that, one, she trusts me. Two, she believes in me. I don't need nothing from her at all. I don't. But she did that. That makes me feel good.
That's what's up.
That's what I get out of it. That feeling that I can help you. I think if we can get more of that done, our race will be fine.
Okay.
I really believe that's what we need. We need to stand up and be there for each other. Old-fashioned community. You sitting there with your lips poked out.
No, I'm listening to you.
What do you think?
Yeah, I believe community, but I've also stated I don't think there's a community if you don't have families. I think that you think it lies in this individual effort of a group of us, men, reaching out and extending and overextending. I disagree. I think we need to start. It starts at a family, and then from there it reaches out. We can set up communities, hotlines. We can start little centers and shit where people can come and talk, and they don't have to hear just a female's perspective. They can hear a man's perspective as well, or a couple's perspective. That's where I think. But but your way isn't bad. It's just I don't think that's all we need. It's not that it's wrong. I don't think it's the only thing that we need.
You done?
I'm good.
Okay. What do you think?
I've said a number of times, I think you should have the right tool for the job. I think that people that, I think people need to self-assess, because I think we all have some kind of mental distress. Self-assess and then see what you actually need. But I just want to stress, because like I said, my daughters actually, they actually have friends that have actually kind of taken their lives, and they they're having to deal with it and have questions on everything. My whole thing is as much prevention as possible. For those of you that if someone else thinks you might have a problem, talk to them about it and ask them what they're seeing, because they have a different perspective on who you are, how you act, and how you interact with them. If you know that you have issues, if you know you have stuff that you're having a hard time dealing with, like it might be something that started small that you're able to deal with it, but it's actually grown. If you self-assess and you actually find that there are some things that you need help with, even if it is in the minor stages, get some help. Look for some help. Nip it in the bud as much as possible. So I'm all about prevention. I'm a positive person. I'm all about prevention. So if you can self-assess, if you're to the point where you can't self-assess, but someone actually says, hey, I'm thinking, you might need some help, or I'm actually noticing this, what I'm saying? Pay attention to them, especially if there's someone that you trust. They have your best interests at their heart. Listen to them and at least talk to somebody. You can't hold all that in. You've got to talk to somebody.
Yes.
If you hold things like especially if they're destructive to you, or if they're a source of pain, or a source of mental pain, your body will make what your mind says is real. If your mind says this pain is real, your body will reflect that. It'll reflect it in your health. You may get some, it'll just be bad. So I don't even want to go. That's how bad it is. I don't even want to go down that path. It'll be bad.
It's all bad.
So get help. That's my only thing on it. Get help, either whether you self-assess or someone else sees some reason to be concerned. Take those concerns seriously and get some help, and don't take yourself out of here.
Yeah,
That's right.
well,
Nothing in the world is worth leaving it for.
Right.
I got a question. What about the people who don't feel like they have anybody to trust?
Then you may not have somebody to trust. That's the reason why I say do it anonymously. There are all kinds of hotlines and things you can call and actually speak to anonymously without even giving your name or anything. You have avenues. You know, you always have someone to talk to. It's just a matter of, I know Ms. Terry said earlier that they're not there. Yes, they are. If you have to be willing to find them, they are there. Hell, I'm an avenue. You don't have to know me. Send me an email or something anonymously. Give me your phone number. I'll call you. You know, either one of us. You know, it's you see it on Facebook all the time. I don't care what you're going through and what time of the day it is. If you need somebody to talk to me. You know.
Also,
y'all can call the Milk Duds from Messenger.
Yeah.
It don't even have to be. I mean, it's gonna ring my phone. I might give you Wes's cell phone, tell you False Ross's phone number, tell you to call him in the middle of the night. But
but also, if you look at poets, look at songwriters, look at painters. There's so many. Those are artistic ways of venting pain, venting distress. So those, even if you feel like you can't talk to somebody, you have to get it out. So if you got to write a song, if you got to get out the pad and the pen and start sketching and get it out.
Apple Crown works for me well.
There we go.
But to Smooth's point, more than likely, whatever you going through, somebody done been there before.
Yes.
And knows what you're talking about. So talk about it. Find those people, seek them out.
Sure, always.
Get it out.
Taking yourself out is not the right way.
No, not at all.
Always, the one thing I always say is, think about the people you are leaving, not the person that you are upset about or any of that. Think about the people who really do care about you. About your mother, your kids, your brothers, your sisters, your aunts. Those people really do love you, and their lives are going to be impacted about you leaving. So, definitely consider them first. Then consider yourself also first. There's nothing in the world worth you being gone. You may be the cure for cancer later on down the line. You're going to remove that from our entire race. So, we never know what your purpose in life is. I can guarantee you, God did not put you on this earth to take yourself out.
That's right.
That is not what he wanted for you. That is why that is the only sin that is unforgivable. So, that being said, we all love y'all. Thank y'all for coming out and sitting at home or wherever you at watching us. We appreciate the view. Remember, go online to YouTube, like the channel, subscribe to the channel.
Don't forget that promotion.
Share the video. We're gonna get to that.
Okay.
Make sure we share the video and share it. Tag some of your friends to it. Have them look at it. Tag, share, whatever. Do that. And Old Head Smooth got some parting words for y'all.
Subscribe. We invite you to subscribe and to join the conversation. And if you actually subscribe, please take a snapshot of it and email it to us, so that way we can go ahead and get you into the drawing for the shirt. I designed the concept. It's actually going to be, it's going to be Jules from Old Head Smooth, so it's going to be Jewel related. So there'll be custom shirts. No one else will have the shirts. I might get a couple. I'm going to get one for myself, but no one else will have the shirts. But these will be, custom shirts. So when you subscribe, definitely go ahead and send a snapshot, take a screenshot of it, send it to us via email, and that way in December we can go ahead and get those custom shirts out.
All right, y'all heard it.
Smooth, I think you should get some mouth reparation shirts. Tell Pete what's up. God damn it, I'll buy one.
We can't just end it right. No, this is true milk dud fashion right here.
You don't get it nowhere else.
We had a serious show. And we were coming 100. And we had to end it at least with some silly ass shit. Some goddamn mouth reparations. I knew it was just not going to go a full day without that mouth reparations being mentioned. So I'm going to keep saying mouth reparations right now because I think we forgot to mention that like 10 times.
Right.
So I'm getting the mouth reparations in 10 times before the show is over. Because I don't know how else to pay mouth reparations.
It's due.
Justification.
Right, it needs
or it's due.
Right.
Mouth reparations is very, very important. I think everybody on this show has mouth reparations due to them. Men and women. You know, women out there, if you got a man in your life, mouth reparations. Women out there, if you ain't got a man in your life, you do mouth reparations. Holla at your boy old head smooth, he got you. He the only single one.
When you're good at something, hey.
False Ross want to see your pictures.
Yeah.
So he can use mental mouth reparations for his spank bank later. But no, thank y'all for coming out. Thanks for watching. We love y'all. Catch y'all next week. We out. And I think we really going to address this again when we have our multi-panel, our round table discussion. We ain't figured out what we're going to call it yet. But we ain't figured it out. But y'all keep tuned. I think it's going to happen between Thanksgiving and Christmas. So,
Shit.
yeah.
That's what's up.
So, y'all just keep on the lookout. We're going to have some really interesting and good people there on the show. So, God bless y'all. Good night. Next show, next Wednesday, 7 p.m. We out.